Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive on into it. First off, I'm going to give you a little fist bump, say howdy, okay? And our subject for today is selling. Why customers don't like salespeople, and how to change it. Ooh, what did he say? I said selling. Why customers don't like salespeople and how to change it. You know, I've been in sales for a long time in one form of capacity, customer service. And one of the things I've learned over the years is, see, not everybody likes salespeople. And the reason why I've come to find this out is because I've heard people say, I don't like them salespeople. They ain't trustworthy. And see, people, I listen a lot. I got 2 ears and 1 mouth. And a lot of times I'm listening to other people. I go to the stores, the malls, the shopping centers. I go business to business. And I'm always kind of listening to customers. See, a lot of times salespeople and stuff, we want to be real nice. We want people to buy something from us. But see, a lot of people don't want to be sold nothing. And see, here's the key to success. The topic is selling, why customers don't like salespeople and how can we change it. You know, one of the things that happened over many, many years, and sales has been around since the day, since when life began in this regard. Somebody was always trying to sell something. And what happened is over the years, salespeople, we got a bad rap. And the reason why we got a bad rap, because we probably deserved it. You know, a lot of times people in the past, they got manipulated until the governments and said, you can't do that. You can't take advantage of good people. In this day and age, good people, they more smarter than ever. They got all these services on the internet. If they don't like you, they gonna tell everybody, okay? And you might do something good, and they may tell one person. But here's the reality in this regard, guys. Good customer service and selling and helping people to like us, it's a big deal. You know, one of the things that has happened over the years, like I said, is a lot of people that were salespeople were what they call manipulators. They took advantage of people's goodness, kindness, and they're wanting to invest in buying stuff. And see, once they get that taste in their mouth that somebody's hurt them, they're going to pass it on. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, Mama said, don't talk to them sales people over there. They ain't good people of good character. And I've had some people say, I couldn't be a salesman. Them people are tricky. They're like real slick. And they've had people say, oh, you think you're a pretty good salesman. I've had people tell me that in the past. And I'm like, I wonder what they mean. What they mean is, hey, they didn't like me. And in this regard, they weren't going to buy nothing from me. You know, our topic for today is selling, why customers don't like salespeople. It's because a lot of times salespeople, we pressure people. And if we pressure people without giving them enough features and benefits for them to weigh the deciding factor, should I buy or should I run, like, hey, you know, why people don't like us and how we can change it as far as salespeople are concerned. One of the things we have to learn is we have to learn how to have a selling conversation. Not browbeat the customer to death, not treat them with disrespect if they don't listen to us or don't like us. Because remember, guys, it's a numbers game. The more people we talk to, the better opportunities we have, a chances to close sales. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is that some people going to like me. Some people ain't going to like me, and there's going to be some people who listen to me, and there's going to be some people who don't want to listen to me. You know, I've been in sales. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I've been in sales in one form of capacity since the 80s. Door to door, business to business, over the telephone. And I'm going to tell you what, if you are a salesperson, you're probably going to get this reputation. Here's the first thing. When people are telling what they do for a living and everything, they're going to say, I'm a Dr. Laura, Indian Chief. I'm a construction worker. And if you say salesman, their eyes go, okay, this guy might try to sell me something. Where's the exit? And what happens is, you know, like I said, we've been given such a bad rap. Now, hey, listen, there's a lot of salespeople out there, the real good people. I'm telling you what, they got some honesty in them, but unfortunately, we still got some people out there that are manipulators. And I hope you ain't one of them. And I know you're not, because see, you're trying to figure out, how can I be the best salesperson? Best salespeople, we don't manipulate. So we have to change this thinking. We have to change it. And the first thing we got to do is take care of every customer. Now, you know, I go door to door and I talk to people a lot of times in business to business and over the phone and sometimes I catch them at a bad time. they weren't interested in the first place. And when I knocked on their door, they might have been doing something to them that was important. And I ain't gonna never say that I didn't treat somebody who came to my house that was a salesperson with the respect that they probably deserved. Because like I said, I didn't want to be sold nothing. And our selling time is so valuable because we work on commission. And a lot of times people, they got life going on. And if they're interested a lot of times, they gonna listen. They might say, okay, tell me more. But see, here's some things I learned. When I first got into sales, I was kind of like a fast salesperson. I'd get to the point. I'd tell them I didn't really have a selling conversation. I was kind of abrupt. And if the customer didn't want to buy nothing from me, you might have done it too. I was probably a little rude. But see, here's one thing I learned, is you let those people who are mean to you, get off my property. Didn't you see the no trespassing sign? Didn't you see the no soliciting sign? Listen. You're going to run into more nice people than you're going to run into rude people. Now, if you're out there talking to people over the phone and door to door and you're just doing it blind and you don't have any leads to go to, you're going to run into a lot of people who push the door and say, no, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. But the only reason why they say that is because it's been dwelled into their minds. It's been pushed into their brains from their mama, their papa, their grandma, their granddaddy, because all they remember is the Tin Man, the man who came to the house and promised them the world and gave them a bunch of garbage. So don't be offended if somebody says no, because see, a lot of times because they don't know. And our topic for today is selling, why customers don't like the salespeople and how we can change it. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, the warts and all, and the stuff that people really don't talk about when they trying to sell. Now, why do people don't like salespeople? Because, again, they think you're going to be manipulative. They think you're slick. They think that you're going to take advantage of them. And they got their little wallet and they trying to protect it. Because, see, there's so many people in the housing markets, the bubble. I mean, people that in the car business done told them all kinds of things. And just listen, if you're a salesperson, you got to accept the fact that there have been some bad apples. And one bad apple, like they always say, spoils the whole bunch. But what we have to do is just take it as a grain of salt and just say to ourselves, I'm a great person. People going to like me. If you have a good personality where you smile a lot, you're kind, you're considerate, you're probably going to have more opportunities to sell than somebody who goes, yeah, you want to get that? And they don't even believe in their product. They don't really care. And they're looking at the customer as a dollar bill. I've been there. I've done that. And I wrote them nasty checks. Selling is a great opportunity. It's a great career. It's also a great opportunity to change the world. Because without salespeople, the world ain't going to go around, because we sell everything from the top down, honey. And see, if you got people who don't like salespeople, the reason why a lot of times because they just don't know you. They don't have a need for what you're trying to sell. And unless you got a lead program where you can actually talk to people that are interested or may have a need for your product, you kind of like barking up the tree. Roof, roof. You want to get something? No, I don't need none. I don't want that. I can't afford it. Now, whether they can or not, whether they need it or not, a lot of times, people put up their walls. They put up this little smoke screen to say, no, I ain't interested. And a lot of times why we do that, and I've done it too, and you probably do too, it's because, like I said, we don't have time, we don't have a need or a want. And a lot of times, unless somebody gets my attention, or if there's something that I want or need, a lot of times I don't even listen to them. And you're probably the same way. We get all these robocalls all the time, and that has killed the telephone communication selling over the phone. I'm telling you what, I've been on the phone, I've sold for years, but I'll tell you what, I got some people calling me all the time with bullshit, and I mean really bullshit. And that makes people not like salespeople when you got one like me who picks up the phone, calls you, and wants to talk to you about our product. Because, see, they get all these daggone messages from left and right, the loud, there you anybody, rah, rah, rah. Why do you think people don't like salespeople? How about you? Do you like salespeople? Are you a salesperson? Do you look around you and look at the other salespeople that you work with? Have you ever thought about that and look at how they treat customers? Especially customer service. Working in a call center and stuff like that. I see people talk so disrespectfully to customers, and why do you think they don't like us? Because we need to figure out how to be better people. Sometimes people ain't got what they call a God. They have the money God, but they ain't got no soul. And I mean, if you ain't got no soul, you don't care. And I'm going to tell you what, when I first got into selling, all I thought about was the mighty dollar, honey. Now I think a little bit more about my customers. I'm a little bit different. I like to give my customers my phone number, let them be able to reach out to me whenever they want to. That's a little bit different than most salespeople. Most salespeople don't want you to get no telephone number. They don't want you to know who they is. And a lot of time the reason being is because they really ain't it for the customer. They're in it for themselves. And I ain't saying I ain't trying to make no money, honey. I like to make me some dollars. But I don't want to sell my soul for no money. I don't want to lose my soul for no money. And see, our topic for today is selling. Why the customers don't like salespeople. A lot of times people don't even call the people back that they've sold, or they want to hide from them because they're afraid that they may end up losing a sale. Well, listen to this. I've gotten a lot of sales from customers because I reached out to them. I gave them my personal telephone number. I get referrals. I get them all the time now because people say they trust me. And once you get somebody to trust you, you're golden. Now, if you treat people disrespectfully, if you lie and manipulate, it's going to come back to you. They call that karma. And karma can be a real bee, and it ain't the kind of bee on a daggone test grade. It's really bad. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Our topic for today is selling and why people don't like salespeople and how can we fix it. Just remember, to thine own self be true. Treat people with kindness. You got to get to the point sometimes with some customers because they really want to know what's up and they don't want to hear no baloney. But you got a lot of customers and people who want to have a conversation, talk about it, especially if it's something, a niche or something that they can use. Now, a lot of times people don't know what the new products are, the new technologies and so forth, but we got to be strong salespeople. And I knock on doors all the time, and I get a chance sometimes to talk to customers, and sometimes they shut the door right in my face. But I'm always cordial. Sometimes I have people say, get off my property, you shouldn't be out here selling, blah, blah. But see, they ain't living my life. We got to sell something because I work on what they call commission. And if you work on commission like I do and you're trying to make more money, you got to talk to a lot of different people and you have to change people's attitudes. It's one step at a time. It's one day at a time. And a lot of times people don't want to go through all the crap to get to the gold. They just want it all now. We got a lot of people that say, gimme, 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 don't give nothing. That ain't right. It's a hard process. It's a long thing. I've worked with some really great managers, some great salespeople that they put in the time and the effort to get better and better at closing sales, learning questions and answering probing questions that benefit the customer so the customer can make a good purchasing for themselves, a good decision. They make the decision. But if you browbeat some people and you tell them that, hey, you need to get this and you kind of leave stuff out, that's called fraud. And that's called manipulation. And here's what I'm learning. If you cause fraud to some people, they're going to tell a lot of people and you could go to jail. Damn, that ain't good. So you better be careful when you tell a customer something that ain't true. If you don't know, don't lie. Tell the truth. I don't know, but I'll find out. Let me write that down. And customers will go, okay, this guy cares. I could go through this subject. The one thing I can tell you guys is if you're a salesperson, you want to be really good at it, be like, listen. Think about how you like to buy things, how you like to be treated. Do you want to be manipulated or do you want to be treated like gold? Just remember that, the golden rule. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a really great conversation about selling and how come people hate salespeople or don't like salespeople and what we can do about it. I hope you learned a little bit. So I could probably do a lot of messages on this. But go out there, if you're a salesperson, go out there and sell something. But if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. Selling and people who don't like salespeople, we're going to change it one person at a time. So the little fist bump, go out there and sell something and have a wonderful day. All right.